Huh? You just be going live without telling nobody.
Intro.
I said good stuff for the podcast. You might as well let the
This premium information right here. You gotta pay for this.
You gotta pay for this right here. This is additional subscription.
we gotta put our cash app up, our
We
Patreon
gotta put
joint.
our only fans.
Right.
$5.99 a month.
Right. But now go ahead. You were dropping jewels to Jose.
Huh? Yeah, nah. I'm just, I was, if you wasn't on what I said earlier, I was saying like I can't put this on the live. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I think the speaker was on.
Oh man,
this guy going into subscription.
Yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't find my headset. Somebody had to rock without it today.
Oh, but we can still hear you though.
I got a fantasy league question, right? And this came up in Gene League. That's why I was hoping Gene was on, because this joint came up then with a text back and forth text thread for like 2-3 days. So the guy who is in first place in Gene's league by like a lot. I think the closest dude maybe 300 points away, right? He running away with the joint because somebody gave him a stupid trade early on in the season, like week 2, traded away some garbage, and he ended up with he already had Dalvin Cook, but he ended up with Taylor from Indianapolis. He traded like week 2.
Dang.
Something stupid, right? Where like he had a decent team, but somebody gave him an early trade that just basically put his team head and shoulders above everybody else's. So that's been a complaint, right? Is for the last couple of weeks, people complaining about people doing dumb trades and who got the best of the trade.
What was the trade though? Because Jonathan Taylor wasn't going off at the beginning. So
that's the thing. That's how I got passed, right? That's why nobody really say anything.
But can the other teammates deny it?
So the question was so basically what people was mad about was like, why are you trading your a number 1 pick this early in the season? Whether he going off or not.
That because it's my team and I'm the manager. That's why. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. I got here to trade.
All right, so here it is. Let me see if I can go back and get the joint. All right. This the end of pocket league. Let me go to James League real quick.
Because Indianapolis did not look good at the beginning of the season.
Man, the joint tipped the scales like seriously. So yeah, he's in the lead by closest person is 276 points back, right? And look, so Gene got a stake in it because Gene third place, he 310 points back, right? So Gene, and look, this is not even the issue. Like, so the trade happened, like I said, week 1 or 2, week 2 or 3, I think, right? And so people's upset about that. And so he's been running away with it ever since. And then what happened? So this past week, somebody it had to be at least 2 people went to Gene, because Gene the commissioner, and was complaining, saying that the dude that's in the league, this dude named Purdy, is going in and turns. Now listen to this, because I know you can relate to this joint. He was going after the waiver deadline, right? So waivers run to Wednesday morning, right? So he was going early Wednesday, and start picking people up and start dropping them. Or whatever.
Stop. What you mean? I mean, picking up people off the free agents.
Picking up people off free agency and dropping them. Basically, people he didn't need, and dropping them to try to keep him from.
So they would be on waivers then.
Yeah. So he would do it. It wouldn't be immediately that Wednesday. I think it's like Thursday or Friday, whatever day it was. He was picking them up. It would be so that they not available to play on either the Thursday night game or Sunday game, because they'd be on waivers.
Oh man, see the crazy thing is I have done that.
Yes, exactly. That's why I bring it up.
Jose backstage.
Hold on, let me see something. How you give me? What happened to you, Jose? Can you
I
hear
don't
us?
know, man. Somebody called my phone
Oh Lord,
and it kicked me out.
Look, rule number one is you always gotta go. What's the joint? Airplane mode.
Oh, you know what? Let me do that right now.
To keep your Wi-Fi on. So did you hear what I was telling? Was telling Terrence what the league, the dude that's in the league is doing?
Oh yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Yeah, I didn't think about that, man.
So he's picking people up right before, like, time enough to where once he drops them, they're not available to play in their game, right? And so people start complaining about it. And so Gene, this is what Gene wrote. I'm gonna tell you this, and the reason
That's
why
probably why he didn't want to come on.
I know. So this is what Gene wrote. This is how he brought it to the group. He said, "Yeah, just join that. They've been blowing my phone up." So Gene comes on. I think this is Thursday, Friday. Okay, this is Friday morning. He said, "Good morning, fellas. It's been brought to my attention by a few that some of us are picking up people after the Wednesday waiver period and dropping them the next day, which is not allowing others to pick up positions in need." And look, I'm just gonna keep it 100. There's no way to prove that's the reason for people picking up players and dropping them the next day, but if so, that's bad sportsmanship. It's a loophole. I get it, but it goes against the spirit of the waiver rule. I was going to bring my next action to a vote, but I don't even think it's worth voting on. So with that said, until I find a way to correct this, any player that y'all see drop between Wednesday and the time he plays the game that week, let me know and I'll clear his waiver status.
Oh, nah.
So
Yeah.
what y'all think of that? Is that fair?
I'm against
two questions. Is it fair or foul what the dude Purdy was doing that's in the league, or is it fair or foul what Gene's actions to correct it?
I think
let me go first on this. First of all, it's within the rules. It's within the rules. What you can do is at the end of the season, you can have a rule committee and you can say, hey, next year, guys, you're gonna put a limit on number of transactions to prevent this. So it's gonna be not only a fab budget, but it's also gonna be a limit to 100 transactions on the season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, to stop people from doing that. But you cannot change the rules mid-season. You can't. That's my take.
What's your take, Jose? Fair foul what Purdy is doing, where he's picking up people. He's basically what he came out of defense. He came out of like so we know he was doing it on purpose, right?
Yeah.
And he basically came out and said, what was his response? He said, nah, that's not bad sportsmanship. It's called strategy. We playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. If it's within the rules, hey, I mean, there's a loophole. You got to wait until next year. Like, that's something that you're going to figure out that you're not going to do next year. But, hey, if you can get away with it, I mean, hey, that's what it's in the rule book.
It's like icing the kicker. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You call time out to throw the kick off, and we just got used to it. But it's a strategy. It's not the spirit of what the timeout was for.
Yeah.
But it's a strategy that you use to win the game. We play to win the game. You know what I mean? So
right. Because that's what you're doing in free agency with the waivers. You know, you're trying to figure out when to pick them up. You know, when somebody else can't pick them up. You know, you're trying to trade as best you can if you have a better value, less value. If if you can negotiate something different, that's a strategy. It is.
If you want a player, put your dollar down on him, and he can't take your player.
Yeah.
So
everybody has a right. Everybody has a right in the team. Every owner has a right to do the same thing.
Is that the league, that big money league?
Yeah. So
See, yeah. So it's big money here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, so check this out. So this is my thing, right? Is I basically said the same thing both of y'all said. I said two things. I said one, if it was in the it's been a rule like this is you've been able to do this since the league started, right? And this dude, I've won a championship, Gene's won a championship, and the guy Purdy has won a championship. You know, under these same rules. So obviously it wasn't an issue, right? It's the fact that he's running away with the
Right,
league at this
man.
point in time.
Yeah.
That people really mad. They're like, oh man, he not only is he killing us, but he now he rubbing in our face by
Stepping on our throat now.
So he don't want nobody to catch up, right? And so, but I was like, look, but I was like, it's part of strategy because you don't really play defense in fantasy, but that's one way of playing defense. Is allowing a guy that's close to you or somebody else to pick up a guy that they may need, right? And so I said, with that said, I'm not even gonna get into whether or not it should be allowed or not. I said, but you can't change the rules in the middle of the season. This week 11. Like you can't come in and be like, nah, we're gonna make this wholesale switch because somebody is taking advantage of a rule that's been in place, since the league been around.
Yeah.
And I said that every year, the one thing I give Gene credit for, every year after the season or before the season starts, he puts it out there. Are there any changes that you guys want to see in the league or rules that we need to discuss or whatever? Every year it get into the whole issue comes around. Oh man, we need to up the money. We need to up the money, right? So we done went from 100. Now we playing 200 apiece. And like it got so bad is that they started wanting to make side bets for the weekly winner, right? So all these dudes worried about is how much money is going.
And y'all play winner take all.
Pretty much, I think it's like winner take all.
Listen,
third place, I think get his entry fee back.
Hey like Gene, that. if you're watching, man, put me in next year. I'll take y'all money easily.
I don't want no parts of that league.
Yeah. I want it. I'll take it easily from y'all.
Oh man! And so
this points league be over by week 6 if you ain't in the top. I need to see the data on who has came from 8 to 1. Has anybody ever did that in that league?
All right. So I'll say this. It usually it's not this bad, right? So right now, like I said, he got a 200, almost 300, basically 300 point lead, right? It's usually never. That's why everybody up in arms about it. Like this is the first time that somebody has kind of run away with it, like from jump, right? And so I'm gonna tell you, this is the trades that happened. He traded. This is on September 30th. He traded David Montgomery and Buffalo defense to another guy for Calvin Ridley and no, I'm sorry. He traded Calvin Ridley and Kareem Hunt to another team and got David Montgomery and Buffalo defense in return, right? So that was the first joint. That was September 30th. The next joint he got was, and I know he found him.
Hold on, say that again, because that sounds totally uneven. Say it again now.
He traded away Kareem Hunt and Calvin Ridley
for Buffalo defense
and David Montgomery.
And David Montgomery, y'all must got some weird scoring because I don't see how that even.
He probably was hurt.
Calvin Ridley was like a first or second round pick.
So look,
he wasn't doing nothing at that time. Right?
So look,
even Kareem Hunt was at that time. He was like a top 5 quarterback in September.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. Like I'm like, look, he
David
that trade was actually uneven for him because at the time, but it ended up happening. Calvin Ridley's out on his mental joint, and Kareem Hunt been out, right?
Yeah.
So it looked
but at the time that was terrible,
right? And then so nobody said anything, and then you had the next trade he made that got people up in arms, and it still don't look that like I'm looking at it now. It doesn't look that bad. It's just the fact that Jonathan Taylor is killing. On October 7th, he traded away James Robinson and Deontay Johnson and got Jonathan Taylor back.
What?
It's not a bad trade. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, I don't.
Deontay Johnson and who?
Pittsburgh receiver, and James Robinson, running back for Jacksonville, and he got John Taylor back
in November. I mean October.
This is October 7th. So basically, it's like what's that? Maybe week 3, somewhere around there.
So listen to this. Let me tell you, Jonathan Taylor first 3 weeks, 11.6, 5.3, 7.2. So that was just a smart trade. Like he saw somebody who started out doing bad and bought low. So that's just a smart trade.
That's what my thought.
Yeah, that was a smart trade.
I mean, like who knew that at the time he was going to end up he was going to basically start to run away with the Russian joint, and Henry was going to be hurt, right? Like, he basically ended up being the top running back from a rushing standpoint anyway. They were going to do. So now this is what his team looked like, right? So y'all heard those 2 trades.
Yeah. And
now his team currently consists of, and this is why people are upset. So you heard what he got. He ended up with Dave Montgomery, Buffalo defense, and Jonathan Taylor. Already on this team, he had Cooper Kupp, Dalvin Cook, Mark Andrews, and he had Lamar Jackson as a quarterback. And I'm not sure. I think he might have drafted Mike Williams. He probably did. But that's who he had.
And he still got Kareem Hunt on the bench, right?
No, he got Montgomery.
He got Montgomery.
Oh, he traded him away. Yeah. So that was.
But at that time, Montgomery was injured too.
I'm tripping. Who David Montgomery playing for?
Bears. The running back. He been hurt. He just came on. So that was another thing to do. So he was like, "Look, man, Montgomery been hurt for me. Ain't like he been killing."
Yeah, he just came back not too long ago.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing was he had a nice team before, and man, the trade just worked out for him.
Nah, I think Bam was just mad because he killing. I don't see nothing.
There's nothing wrong. He did.
Yeah.
What I see wrong is whoever traded him. I know when I do a trade, I look at the team. I'm sending the person. Am I boosting that person's team up? And am I boosting my team enough to catch him? Like that's what I look at when I'm trading. Like
you can't.
He already had Cooper Kupp.
Look at the trade in a vacuum to be like, oh, okay, my team gonna get better. You gotta be like, all right, well, what does this do for him going forward?
Yeah, I mean,
like think about this. I'm not. If you already got Dalvin Cook, basically like a top 4 running back, I'm not trading you another top running back. Like, unless
he already had Robinson. You said he had
James Robinson.
James Robinson. I wouldn't trade him. I would like, you already got James Robinson. I'm going to give you another running back.
No,
he had James Robinson.
He traded away James Robinson.
Yeah,
and he had him already.
Deontay Johnson.
Right.
So he traded away James Robinson and picked up
and Deontay Johnson, another top receiver that at that time was good.
But see, look at this though. At the time, James Robinson coming out week 3. Oh, he had low point. He had 5.4, 6.4, 19.4. So.
But that's the same thing as Jonathan Taylor. Like they were both.
But see, that week 3 he went off though. So if he did it after week 3, dude probably was like, Jonathan Taylor looked like some garbage. James Robinson just gave me 20, just put up 20. Yeah, it looks like James Robinson gonna have a better year than Jonathan Taylor. Like.
I mean, if you're a fantasy, but they must not be a good fantasy because you got to hold some of your players and say, "Hold up, man, this is just a rut." They're gonna why are you gonna trade another running back for another running back if they were equal enough? Type of players.
Because the Colts were looking terrible at the beginning of the season. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, no. So some dude thought he
was getting a steal. I got Johnson and
right. Yeah.
Dude just made a good trade. That's what you do. You buy low.
Mm-hmm.
So buy low and you sell high. James Robinson had just went off. So he was like, let me sell him high.
Mm-hmm. So this is what so this is the thing, right? So dude Purdy, he always battling for if he not battling for the number one spot, he always in the top 4, right? So maybe, and this is the first year I blame it on the podcast that I'm not competing for the championship in this joint, right? And so he's normally in the top 3 or 4. So it's not like he's a sorry player and he just getting lucky this year because you know what I mean. So his track record showed that he can play, and so like I said, it's just the fact that this year, you know, it worked out for him. Where he killing everybody right now. So unless some people fall off, and you know, and it, like I said, the fact that he had Cooper Kupp, and you know, early and Cook or whatever, you know, you really for you to trade any top running back to him, you was tempting fate with that joint. So
look at this right here.
What's that?
Week 1, I went back to rest of the way rankings. Week 1, James Robinson was 11, Jonathan Taylor was 16. So, and this is on a very popular site. James Robinson was predicted to have a better year than Jonathan Taylor, according to this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and David Montgomery was listed at. Oh, that's David Montgomery. I'm tripping. He on my daggone team. Yeah, was number 10. I don't know why I was thinking about a different Montgomery.
I know who you probably thinking about.
I was like, why?
Tom Montgomery, the
yeah, I was thinking about him. I'm tripping. I need some more calls.
But I mean, regardless of, let's say he never did those trades, right? He still would be number 1.
Because he would be in the mix. He just wouldn't be running away.
He still had Dante. He would still had Deontay Johnson. He still would have had James Robinson. He still would have had Hunt and the other guy that he
the only noise he got on is the fact that Hunt ended up getting injured and Calvin really went on in the middle joint and he was slumming or whatever. But in the beginning of the season, Calvin really was predicted to be one of the top. He's predicted to have like a Cooper Kupp type year.
Yeah.
So
too much pressure on him.
Apparently.
Right, Julio gone.
You know what I mean? So I think it's fair. Like you may not like it right now that he killing the league, but I mean it is what it is at this point in time. Now, so look, let's get into the player statuses for this week. Folks who are not expected to play it that are doubtful include Jose's favorite Elijah Mitchell, running back from San Francisco, still dealing with rib and finger injuries that he's dealing with. Allen Robinson. Go ahead. You want to say something about that?
Yeah. Remember 2 weeks ago, man, I told AJ's mom to go ahead and pick up Jeff Wilson, right?
Mm. Did she pick him up?
Yeah. So guess he's gonna win on that right there. Because
I know we can ready start getting on Jose about giving our intel to the league leaders.
Oh man.
So Allen Robinson, he's doubtful to play this week. And what's interesting, because I wanted to see how he looks with Fields this week, man. That, you know, they seem to be picking up steam a little bit. Let's see who else is doubtful. Jared Goff, I don't think he cares much of any. It's not like he's gonna do anything. Zach Wilson, quarterback for the Jets. They got what's name playing is supposedly starting anyway, right? The boy from Baltimore,
Flacco,
yeah. From what I've been hearing.
Yeah, I know we're not talking about games right now, but I got something on that Detroit Jared Goff. I got a prediction right there.
He's out though.
I know, and I think that's a good thing for Detroit.
Mm-hmm. I think it is too.
I think so too.
I think it is. What's your take on that?
I think Detroit can get a win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
who's
it's like what you said about the Jets quarterback when he came in that first game.
Nobody knows him.
There ain't no tape on him, right?
Yep.
Now that he probably has a stronger arm than Goff and probably take the risk.
Man, he probably at least if he cannot look worse than Goff. Like that's impossible.
Right.
So then Alan Lazard is doubtful for Green Bay. He didn't practice all this week, so due to a shoulder injury, so it doesn't look like he's playing. Folks who are been ruled out. Unfortunately, Cordell Patterson was ruled out. Hayden Hurst tight end for Atlanta, was ruled out. Jeremy Nichols, the person who took the last little bit of my fab budget, is out. Speaking of which, that's another thing. Why I was in Purdy's corner, right? Is that I told Gene, I said, man, I suggested that we have a fab budget so people won't be able to just pick up, folks willy nilly, or at least give the person who really needs a player an opportunity to express that via the budget, the fab budget, to keep folks from just being able to, pick them up off GP, right? And I said, but y'all didn't listen. Everybody just kept talking about the money situation. Whatever. I say, so nope, this is what we reaping the benefits from not listening to me now. And he talking about, no, you didn't. I said, yeah. I said, there's no way you can say that. I said, because I got a league that 4 of these people from this league are in, and y'all all playing. Y'all all know we got a fab budget in place. Whatever. So why would I put something in place for the league that I'm commissioner in, and I think it's a good idea somewhere else, right? So hey, that was my little 2 minutes.
How's he getting the waiver wire? Because he shouldn't be on the top waiver wire at all if he's winning all that.
So what's happening? He's waiting for the waivers to clear, right? So they're free agents, and then he's just going and grabbing them, picking them, and then dropping them.
Yeah, that's not his fault.
No, it's not. It's not.
He waited until everybody. He waited until everybody finished picking.
So like, if the waivers work like they're supposed to, he can't. It's not like he can drop them and then pick them back up. You know what I mean? Because his waiver claim is way down there, so he's waiting to the waivers run, and then just going and picking people up. Yeah, so I mean, it's like trying to say you either put the fab budget in, or you limit the amount of moves somebody can make. Because like that's another thing I will say. He's been consistent, and he's always like when it comes to the amount of moves that they track how many transactions you had or whatever. He's always at the top of that. He's like by a mile. So
I mean, but look, that man waking up at 2 a.m, picking up, that's dedication.
Yeah. I can't. And look, and then the thing is, and so when I look at the amount of moves, let me share this joint. When I look at the amount of moves that he's made, he's not even look. He in the lead by far, but he's still not the number one. He still doesn't have the most transactions in the league or whatever.
But my thing is the players that he's picking and dropping, nobody wanted them in the first place. So
because they didn't pick him up on waivers.
Yeah, so it's not his fault.
Nah. So this is the dude champion, right? He had 19. He almost at 2,000 points. The next dude under 1,700. He's made 53 moves, and the dude that everybody mad about that traded away Jonathan Taylor made 55, and then another cat I think so. Had 47. So it's not like he got double the amount of moves everybody made. He just like his team stacked. And so basically, if you look at his bench,
he's 300 above. I mean, listen, y'all can still listen. I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling this your league
is for somebody on his team like Cooper Kupp.
You need all of them get hurt.
Yeah, like everybody. The thing is, folks been getting hit with COVID. The dude that had Derrick Henry got hit,
right?
Or whatever. Yeah. So he not only did he have the good end up on the good end of the trade, but he haven't had any real injuries. So
then you got he's on bye week. So Cooper Kupp's on bye week. Hopefully you get an opportunity to get a little closer.
I'm telling you, other than Cooper Kupp and
week 11,
he got 4 players right now that's basically just carrying the team, and that's Taylor,
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. But if you look at his receivers, Mike Williams has been slumming. Mooney hasn't been that great. So it's been Cooper Kupp that's been carrying. And like you look at his these are all backups. Like it's not like he got starters playing on the bench for the most part. These are all backups. He got Javonte Williams, which give you decent a floor. But it's
did he have Mike Williams in the beginning?
I think he did.
So I mean, that gave him most of his points the first 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks he went off.
He was killing.
You had him and Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
Plus Cook.
So that's the thing. That's why people like, why are you trading with the guy that's in the lead right now? Like, that's basically what it came down to. Like, why are you trading with him at all? That's what everybody mad about.
Sound like a bunch of mad people.
See, but that was when. When did he make this final trade? Let me say that.
October 7th.
Okay, so what week was that?
Somebody gotta look it up. I can't see it.
Because if you had all that time, you had opportunity to catch up.
And this is why I'm against a points only league. Like, it's what, week 10, and Bama's is out of it. If you in 8 or 6, you out of it. You know what I mean? Like, if in the regular league, you just trying to get into that playoff spot. And
Yeah, you should try. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, this joint, I bet I'm still in it because I don't want to be that player that doesn't monitor his team. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I mean, I don't.
Rodney jumped up. Rodney was at what 11. Now you at 5 now.
Man.
So I mean, listen, it's always you got time. It's still it's an 18. It's an 18 season. I mean, 17-week season in fantasy. So like, make some moves, man.
Right. That's the thing. Like, but look, like I said, he been doing the same thing. He been consistent, right? It's the problem is that nobody's ever ran away this like got out this early to such a big lead, to where folks feel like they can't come back now, right? Usually, like I said, up until like the last 5 weeks, it's at least 7. I'd say at least 5 to 6 people that's contending for the joint. That's within 100 points. Like basically in this league, like I told y'all earlier, you can have a quarterback or receiver go off for like 70, 80 points. So it doesn't take much. They just right now folks just salty because he been killing, and it don't look like we can catch him.
It feels like free money.
Right. That's exactly what it feels like.
Give me back my ball. I don't want to play no more.
And he not humble by any stretch of the imagination. Like
he put champion on top of his name.
He in the chat doing this, like man, dude. Hey, look. So look. This is the other thing I told you. Like everybody was worried about trying to get more money, right? I think he even participated in the side bet or whatever, and he basically be telling people, "Yeah, now you don't gotta pay me this week. Just hold it to next week."
Like, I can see that meme of
you can keep your little $25. I get that next week.
I can see that meme of Dave Chappelle with the money like this with the Stedman.
Oh man, so that basically, man, like I said, it's the fact that he out to a big league and he not humble about it, and folks is in their feelings right now. I hope he's watching this. I don't know what he's doing in a hotel right now, but I hope he's. So all of them get the link to this joint. But that's weird, man. We spent a lot of time on that. But anyway, so the Michael Hasty, he's out. San Francisco running back. Marquise Brown, which is going to hurt me with another team. He's out for Baltimore. I wasn't expecting that because of a thigh situation. Miles Boykins, another receiver from Baltimore, is out. Jamar Jefferson, running back for Detroit, is out. Alvin Kamara, running back for New Orleans, is out. Ricky Seals-Jones, tight end for Washington, he's out. He had an issue last week with a hip. That saw him, exit the game. Aaron Jones, Green Bay, is out. He's running back for Green Bay. He had a mild MCL sprain, so he's out 1 to 2 weeks. DeAndre Hopkins is out again, still dealing with the hamstring.
That's killing me right there. I have him on my team.
Game time decisions include Donald People-Jones over Cleveland. It says right now, says he has an uphill battle to play this week, dealing with a groin issue. Kyler Murray is
he's not gonna play.
It says likely will rest up until the bye. Yep, in week 12. So it doesn't. They got him as game time, but I don't think it doesn't look like he's gonna play. Curtis Samuel. I don't know why he even continued to be on the injury report. He's not playing. Expected to play, who came in as questionable, was Brandon Bolden, Jonnu Smith, James Robinson is expected to play. He was dealing with a heel injury. And Lamar Jackson is expected to play. Latavius Murray is expected to play. I don't see anything. Is he in the waiver? Freedom? Latavius Murray is expected to play. See, this is why the podcast costs me, man, because I could be looking at this intel and be making moves instead of over here talking with y'all jokers. Jamal Williams
Hey, you know what? You just brought a good point to me. All right, so let's say he does that, right? This is to all that people in that league, right? Let's say he does that, and you can't pick up that waiver guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you pick him up for the next week?
Oh man,
Like I just realized because man, I don't even want to get on.
It ain't about that. They just mad,
It's
man.
just- it's
I
just-
know they mad because he got all those points, man. But if
yeah,
y'all looked at if y'all looked at this podcast, you will see my sleeper on King wish list. Watch list, and you can go ahead and put him in and catch him up, catch up to him.
Look, they reactionary. It's not they not being proactive. Everything is reactionary.
Well, go ahead, pay me. I'll fix their roster.
My guy get hurt.
I'll do it for $10.
So it's all reactionary. If my guy get hurt, I go get him. Until then, I ain't picking up nobody else's potential backup. But like as you can see, the dude Purdy, he had a bunch of backups who are basically like handcuffs. You know what I mean? He had the handcuff to Cook. He had the handcuff to somebody else as well. So
who is what's the winning pot? How much is it?
Oh man,
I think 2,000. I think Gene said
maybe like I think it's supposed to be like 2,000. But then
they gonna have a nice Christmas.
But they, I think that like I said, I think the third place guy get his money back, and then second place maybe get like double that. So it may be like I don't know, maybe 400 of that or 300 of that go back to second and third place.
And we need to have a segment on fix your roster, like just taking callers or whatever, taking people about fixing the roster. What could we do to fix your roster? Because I'm telling you, man.
So, all right. So let's get into the games, man. And take a look here at first game up is going to be. My bad. I'm working with one screen today, fellas. Knowing I got my dual monitors up, but first game of the slate is going to be the Baltimore Ravens versus Chicago Bears. Ravens favored by 5. The over-under is 45 points. Anybody that you guys like or favor?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Bateman, Rashad Bateman for Baltimore Ravens. With Brown out, I think he's gonna get a lot more targets. I think Andrew's gonna get a lot more targets. I see Lamar going off in this game because Khalil Mack, he's out.
Okay.
Yeah, so they about to go off. I think the other receivers that guy that you was talking about from last week, Duvernay.
Yeah, man. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now.
Something Duvernay or something like that.
Duvernay. Yeah.
Duvernay, yeah. And for Chicago, I can't trust it yet. I mean, if you need to get Fields, go ahead and get him. Only person I probably trust would probably be Montgomery.
You got him turns, Fields? Who got Fields? Somebody. The next up, Packers versus Vikings. This has almost a 50-pointer over under. They're 49.5. Packers favored by 2, even though they're the road team. So it turns out. What you think about this game? You think you playing a lot of Green Bay, Minnesota from a DFS standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it's only a 2-point. Yeah, I mean, I think Green Bay should have a pretty good game. I got AJ Dillon being in the top 10 this week.
Yeah, AJ Dillon, man, he should have a nice game because he's definitely been killing in the backup role. It'd be interesting to see what he look like with a full load. And it says Minnesota's run defense ranks 28th in DVOA. So that's basically saying that in the based on critical down and situations, they pretty bad.
So do we agree that Justin Jefferson is the number 1 wide receiver now?
Yeah,
that spot from Adam.
I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Who's number 2 though? Conklin, Cook,
Adam Thielen. I mean, I still give it to Adam Thielen. Yeah.
The thing is, he needs that touchdown to really pay off for you most games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, they got the Colts and Buffalo. They got it over under 50 points. They expect the Bills are favored by 7. I can see that they should win the game, but they've shown just like everybody else propensity to lose to terrible teams.
Exactly. This is my upset. My upset of the week. I can't even believe it's 7 points. Like Bills, they not consistent. They just 2 weeks
they're
ago
not.
they just lost to scored 6 points against Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and Indianapolis to me is hot. I mean, they, so yeah, I'm taking Indianapolis on this one. And I like Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor might get the ball 30 times.
Yeah.
He might have 30 touches in this game.
That.
So
I'm not sure what to make of Josh Allen at the moment, man. He, I figured this would be a game where he can go off, but there's a couple games I thought he would go off, and he was pedestrian. So I do. Let me see. It says Pittman. He's a mid-range 2 for me this week. It'll be interesting to see what Stephon Diggs does. He's coming off a nice game. But it says he's going to be matched up against Brendan Eccles or Javelin Gibson. No, he was matched up with them last week. So it'll be interesting.
I think it's Tre'Davious White.
Oh, Tre'Davious White. Okay.
Yeah, the corner.
All right. Next up on the slate. Oh man, we only know we need to talk about this game. Lions, Detroit Lions versus the Browns. The Browns are favored by 11.5 points. Good grace. At 43, the over-under is 43.5. I like what Turner said, and the fact that they got Tim Boyle starting, and there's no tape on him, and I think it'll definitely keep him competitive. If I was a gambling man, I would definitely take the Detroit Lions against the spread. That's for sure. 11.5 points, that's a lot. And they
don't put up points like that,
Right. When last time they put up a bunch of points.
Right.
So I don't really like anybody from a fantasy standpoint in this game, except for
Chubb,
yeah, and DeAndre Swift. Other than that, who's that?
You not gonna play Hawkinson?
I have to. Like he and it's not like I like him. He gave me.
You play. I don't like him.
Like I don't have a backup. Like if I go to backup, that man will be picking up Austin Hooper or Njoku, and there's no telling what I'm gonna get with that.
Right.
Man, Carolina Panthers, Washington football team. Panthers favored by 3.5. Over under is only 43 points. What y'all think about Cam?
I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna. What's his over under? Let's go over under him because I think I go over with him. Whoever his number is.
Whatever the number is, you over.
Yeah, I'm going over.
The number. What they got him at this week? For week 11, they have
he in that connection with McCaffrey is just ridiculous.
They got him as a mid-tier guy. He's they got him at number 15 the consensus ranking. His points not that bad. They got him at 17.3 points. His expected point total. So would you go over?
Got him in my DFS.
You go over on that?
Yeah, over. No matter what it is, over.
All right. I like him because once again, we don't know what the game plan is going to be for him for a full game. If he can just pass the ball just half decent, I think he have
right.
blow up day.
He started. He practiced as a starter all week.
No, I'm saying if he can throw, like if he actually looks good.
Oh, he can
on the ball.
He can throw a 5-yard. He can throw a slant.
All right, so we know we're playing McCaffrey. What's your thoughts on Antonio Gibson? Is he? It was last week a fluke, or is he back? Back to being a low end 1 or high number 2 RB for this week.
High RB2.
RB2.
I think he was just rested. I think.
What's your take on any bump turns? Any bump for the Carolina receivers? What came back then? We see what Morgan do when the quarterback played half, when Sam Darnold played half decent, but he's just been getting killed. Like can't nobody get in the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta see what Cam looked like throwing the ball. We know it's actually a downgrade for Christian McCaffrey, even though you still playing him. But
Right, because I think
Cam
me
obviously gonna
the
get
goal line carries.
he gonna get 1 or 2 of those. So
What? I don't think it's a downgrade. I think it's more. I think him and their connection with Cam, I think it's more opportunities to give him the ball on passing because Cam definitely trusts him and definitely knows how to throw to him.
yeah, I mean, but even if you can't really downgrade, I probably shouldn't have said that because Christian McCaffrey is probably gonna be the number 1, number 2 running back. I think he was number 1 and number 2 last week, and he didn't even have a touchdown. So,
That don't sound right. He ain't have a touchdown in the top 3. Yeah. All right, man. So I don't know if we want to say much about this game. Houston Texans versus Titans. Anybody that you like in this game at all, or just stay away from?
Yeah, I don't like nothing.
I don't like this game much at all.
The only thing I like about this game is probably Tennessee defense.
The one thing I will say is it looks like Deontay Foreman is going to be the running back, and I don't know how much that's worth, but he's going to be the main running back in Tennessee at some point in time. You're not touching anybody in Houston's backfield. So, all right, man, we can move on from that. Next up, 49ers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. The over-under is 45 points. Jaguars favored by 6.
What?
Are you serious? Is that right? Turn, check that number. The Jaguars favored by 6.
I mean, they got a good defense. Don't get me wrong. I don't know why they favor.
I think basically and tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. San Francisco favored by 6.
Okay, so they got the name wrong. Okay, that sounds more like it. They got the so if somebody is favored by 6, it was San Francisco. I'm like that don't sound right. Jaguars shouldn't be favored by anybody. Oh,
right.
So
they win the game now.
I know, right?
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Debo is, you're definitely playing him. Brandon Ayuk, any love for him at all, Jose?
Yeah. But the thing is, Jacksonville, they got one good corner, but yeah, I still would play Brandon Ayuk, but he would be like on the last end. I mean, you got Debo, you got Kittle, then I would do Ayuk, but you got the running backs, Wilson and Sermon. Sermon should be playing, but I definitely pick up Sermon. I mean, not Sermon, Wilson.
So from Jacksonville's standpoint, I definitely don't think you can't do too bad with Dan Arnold. He's basically the main pass catcher in that offense, and the one guy who had a big game for him last week, Agnew, he did that on the run play. But yeah, now you definitely running Kittle and Arnold out there for sure. Next up is, do we need to touch this Dolphins Jets game at all? The Dolphins favor by 3.5. Over under is 44.5 points.
Fantasy wise, I think there's a lot of players you can pick from this team that nobody's really paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
You got Gesicki, Waddle.
I think Tua might have a decent
Gaskin.
I think Tua might have a decent day today.
Yeah, and then on the Jets side, man, you got Davis, Elijah Moore, Michael Carter, Ty Johnson. I mean, you got some players that can actually nobody really pay attention. You can get some points from if you really need it.
All right. Let's see. All right. Next up is going to be the New Orleans Saints, Philadelphia Eagles. Man, this is a low over under. 43 points is the over under. Eagles favored by 1.5 points, and that's at home. So, man, Eagles are gone run heavy. I like. The question is who's going to get the ball between Sanders, Howard, and Scott. And then for New Orleans, Mark Ingram, he's going to have the bulk of the carries today with Alvin Kamara out. Y'all running them out there in Daly? Mark Ingram?
I can't.
If he's the best option left, no. I'm not. There's other running backs you can get.
I think right now, he in DraftKings, he had 5,400.
Oh wow, only 54.
Yeah,
Man, I don't know. He sound actually good at that price.
man. Look, I gotta take it back, man. A couple weeks ago, I said don't even touch Devontae Smith because he had another stinker. But since that time, man, the last 2 games, he had 9 for 182 and 3 touchdowns. So obviously, he's like, I heard you, Bama. Bama has.
Well, I think that's more a result of them running the ball actually.
I think so as well. The fact that they become run heavy, and they are actually getting more one-on-one coverage. So
that the offense, the head coach is the offensive coordinator from the Saints. I mean, not Saints, Indianapolis, right?
Mm.
So he probably seeing what Jonathan Taylor doing by them running the ball a lot. So they're trying to do the same thing, And honestly, man, they're going to be run heavy. I'm picking Devontae Smith again this week.
The one thing I will say is that he matched up against Marshawn Lattimore this week. That's the one. That's the one caveat I say about that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's see. Cincinnati versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Bengals are favored by 1. Over-under is 49.5. The Raiders were neck and neck with Kansas City last week until it just kind of went off the rails and ended up getting blown out. Carr averaging 314 yards a game. Burrow, he at one point in time, he had a streak where he had only multiple touchdowns every week. But I'm thinking, in this spot, he should have a decent output against the Raiders. Mixon should be in a good spot as well. Mm-hmm. They got him right now, consensus of RB5. So I think he definitely has a chance to blow up. Out of receivers for Cincinnati, who you guys picking between Higgins and Chase?
I got to put Chase first.
Yeah. I mean, I think Higgins going to get the more targets.
Chase
like any mini targets, but I think Chase is going to get the more big play targets.
Right. All right. Let's see. We'll run through some of the game of the week. Cowboys versus Chiefs. Right. Over under is 56 points. Chiefs favored by 2.5.
Goodness gracious.
I honestly got Cowboys winning this one.
So look, are you going contrarian on this where everybody gonna be picking this game in like DFS and y'all so you go the other way, or is it just too good to be true and you gotta find your horses here with like Zeke, Mahomes, Dak. I don't know what you're gonna do about the receiver situation with Down. If Turns was willing to give away his DFS strategy, he might be able to talk to us and how to play this game. But what's your thoughts on it this week? Let's start with you, Terrence.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a game you want to target. It's going to have a lot of expensive players. So, Tyreek, Kelsey, Mahomes, Dak, man, so many points. The only thing that can help you, I think, is Amari Cooper is out, right?
Yeah.
So
he's on IR.
He got COVID.
I thought they put him on IR.
It says Cooper has been placed on the COVID-19 list and is ruled out for week 11.
Okay.
So you might have a sleeper with Michael Gallup in this game. That's if you want to if I was gonna be contrarian, I would go like Gallup.
Okay.
In some lineups, but yeah.
What about you, Jose?
Yeah. For receiver, I mean,
just per DFS wise, anybody?
I'm liking the Zeke and Pollard in this game. I'm also liking for the price, Dalton Schultz. I'm staying away from CeeDee Lamb on this one, but I think he's gonna go off. But I'm staying away. I can't really trust it. I'm going with Dak more than I would go with Mahomes on this game, and I'm going with Kelsey. For his price, I think he's going to go do a little bit. I think he's going to do good. But I'm going with more the package of the Zeke and Pollard backfield because Pollard in DraftKings is 4,700.
Okay.
So I can get a nice little price with that. And Schultz, I think, is like 54.
Cool. All right, so look, we got let's finish up Well, first let me get this from you, Turn. I know you got a hard 10:30 cutoff before we get to the last couple games. What's your DFS plays for this week? What's your lineup? And you can either choose DraftKings or FanDuel.
Let's come back to me on that. I'm actually finishing up right now.
So Arizona, Seattle, Cardinals favored by 2.5, even with Kyler Murray out. They're favored by 2.5. It'd be interesting. Russell Wilson looked terrible last week, his first game back. So it's interesting to see, what he does against Arizona this week, and they're matched up against Colt McCoy from a defensive standpoint. Man, it ain't looking. So I got Tyler Lockett on my team. Basically as Russell Wilson goes, he goes. So, anybody that's you guys like a lot in this game or kind of fading. I mean, James Conner, he's had the full workload.
That's who I favor more, James Conner.
84% of the snaps.
Because Seattle run defense is not that good. And then you see what Dylan went off on him.
Right. It says Seattle's run defense, or the metrics on Seattle's run defense is mixed. PFS has them as the third best run defense, but they rank 14th in EPA per rush, right? So basically, if with the workload that Conner expected to get, he should be able to produce. So just based on value. All right, next up is going to be Pittsburgh versus the Chargers. This game has a chance to be a real stinker. Like,
yeah,
it has a chance to really stink. Like, I mean, you think from the Chargers standpoint, they got a high-powered offense, but they haven't been playing like it. So,
but it's prime time, so I think everybody gonna step up. I think every game in prime time has been good. So, I think from that point on, it's gonna. I think it's mostly gonna be who's that receiver? James Washington. I picked him up a little bit on a lot of DFS. James Washington and McLeod, or McLeod the third or something like that.
Oh, okay. I mean, definitely not playing nobody from Pittsburgh. And then you have, as far as quarterbacks, let me say that. But give me 1 second, fellas.
Somebody in trouble.
Yeah, right. Just balls have been here. Crazy. Crazy right now. Everybody for the entire world gets to see this.
It's fatherhood, man. It's fatherhood.
That's exactly what happened.
I know everybody see me with mine.
All right, so we'll finish off at.
I'm ready whenever you for my DFS whenever.
All right, let's finish up this joint. So you definitely running Najee Harris out there, Austin Eckler. Actually, man, Austin Eckler is only 7,900 in DraftKings, and they got a set. They playing against Pittsburgh, which is ranked 17th right now in run defense. Deontay Johnson definitely running out there based on this value. Keenan Allen has become the wide receiver 1 in San Diego. Mike Williams has fallen off big time. So that's that game. Let's go ahead, Terrence. Run off your lineup. Who you going with? You doing DraftKings or
FanDuel.
Okay.
All right. Started off with my boy Patrick Mahomes. Like I said, we talked about that game. Linking him up with Tyreek. So my other wide receivers are going to be AJ Brown and Devontae Adams. So you see him going heavy on the wide receivers this week. I got Dan Arnold at my tight end. I got my flex is going to be James Conner. He's been having pretty good games when Kyler Murray been out. Then my other running backs, I actually went cheap, and I did something I said I wasn't going to do earlier, but based on the amount of touches, I am putting in Mark Ingram. Just price wise versus amount of touches look good, and then I'm going Jeff Wilson. Um, that's my other running back. Only $5,000 on FanDuel, but he could get, if they can get a lead, he could possibly get a lot of touches. And then my defense, I just went super duper cheap. And I'm going with the Colts defense versus Buffalo. And I'm just hoping the Colts give me one of those games like they gave against Jacksonville. So
How much was Cleveland?
Cleveland is the most expensive, at like 5,000.
What
So,
in Miami?
Miami defense.
Hey, one suggestion I'm gonna tell you right now:
4,800.
the Dan Arnold thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm just knowing because I know San Francisco. Well, they're gonna have Jimmy Ward on him, and he doesn't let any tight ends really get passes on him. So I wouldn't play Dan Arnold on this one.
I hear you. I like that.
Yeah, that he kind of they and then they got Fred Warner that can run with tight ends on this one. But
Fred Warner definitely a baller.
Yeah, if you can get Conklin or
well, let me give you another lineup I got in here. I got so that's close to that lineup. But instead of going high on the wide receivers, I switched out Tyreek Hill and just put in Brandon Cooks. And then I was able to keep everybody else the same and put in Travis Kelce at the tight end.
I like that better. Yeah.
So now I'm just looking on, so now I'm pairing Patrick Mahomes with Kelce. So
you know what? For that first one, I would take out AJ Brown or I don't know, one of your receivers or one of your running backs, but and put Rashad Bateman to get you a better tight end.
We got Kelce now, so you talking about that first lineup?
Yeah, you saying keep Tyreek, but drop AJ.
Yeah, because AJ the last 2 games he really didn't do too much, and I really can't trust him. Devontae Adams, I think he's gonna go off, but I'm looking at your team, and the only thing like if you can maybe drop AJ and get Rashad, because Rashad I think is like 5,400 or 58 or something like that, which will give you a lot more points to get a tight end. Could get you maybe Waller or Kittle or Kelce or whatever. I'm not.
So look, so we only got one more game. Let's finish this all right, and then we may be ready to close it out. Only other game we had left was we got 2 minutes. The Giants versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. They got a nice over under here, 49.5 points. Bucks favored by 11. I guess the only question here is there anybody from New York that you would play that you like?
Yes, all of them.
From New York?
What's his name? Tony? Kadarius Tony?
Hey, Terrence, how they do this is every week.
I'm not gonna say nothing though, because every week I just start looking stupid.
Because look, this is prime time. You gotta think about it. Look at every prime time game this year. Has been exciting. All the people that you think ain't gonna win has been winning or at least getting close to high score points.
I'm smiling because I need him to. I need him.
Yeah, I don't know. Sterling Shepard is playing.
Right now they got him at. They have.
But if you look at Tampa Bay secondary, they're not that good. And then they just hurt. They got that big tight end. I mean, big D tackle. He out. The one that pushed the pocket a lot, he's out. So they're not gonna get that much pressure like that. And what's the name can honestly throw. So Ingram,
Kiavita, something like that. The big
Ingram, Tony,
Vita Vega, that's his
name. Shepard. If Galladay's back, I honestly seeing this as like a high scoring. And honestly, Giants can actually win this game. Giants don't have a bad defense. They got a good defense that can get some pressure.
So basically saying the Washington game wasn't a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I already know. Washington. I stand by my Washington game.
All right, man.
Have them winning this week.
So look, so that's a wrap. Well, let me ask you, you got anything on New York players? Anybody that you think have a potential standout game?
Nah, I'm not saying nothing. Jose is right.
Nah. I got my lineup. If you want me,
Barkley is back this week, so it'll be interesting.
He is back.
Yeah, they said Barkley is supposed to be back this week. So.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I think he might be a sneaky play this week. But other than that, man, Jose, you want to give your
yeah.
That's what FanDuel. You give him FanDuel. You give him DraftKings.
This is DraftKings.
All right, what's your DraftKings?
All right, this one is Derek Carr, James Conner, Jacob, Rashad Bateman, T. Higgins, Hunter Renfrow, Travis Kelce, Dante Waller, and Detroit, and then Browns defense. And then I got one more is Garoppolo, Pollard, Swift, Rashad Bateman, Cole Beasley, Hunter Renfrow, Waller, Chubb, and Dolphins defense. Drop the mic.
Well, all right, fellas, man. That's gonna be it, man. Look, if you ask about my DFS, you see I got crazy kids running around here. I ain't got a chance to do none of that yet. I'm still. So, but yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. It's good insight. I'm gonna make sure the folks in the PGDC Goodfellas League get an earful of what we had, the knowledge we dropped about.
Yes, please.
About the fantasy rules and etiquette that's up for debate. So
ain't no rules.
It is rules, and as long as you play within them, you good.
Exactly. Right.
Listen, I'm offering my service for $10 to help reorganize your next week's roster.
You're gonna be a consultant.
Consultant, yeah.
Look, no, you don't do that because I'm in both leagues, and you already got AJ giving them points, and I don't need nobody else moving up in my other league. So.
But he ain't gonna start Wilson, so that's good.
Man. All right, fellas, man, it's been real. Terrence, enjoy the brunch, man. Where y'all at? You ain't even give us no details. What y'all got last you don't have no kids. And
that's the point.
Y'all here loving life. He's
not trying to be found.
You see the type of foolishness I'm dealing with.
right. Yeah, nah. We out VA.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's man. Everybody need to get away for a minute.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Shoot, just be able to wake up whenever you want to wake up and not have somebody come like, I'm hungry. You know,
right.
That's a win.
Oh, Daddy, how I look with the shine cap on my head. I don't know what G though. He up to getting his romance on too. Apparently,
no, he probably getting his breakfast. He ain't trying to miss the breakfast brunch.
This dude was up at 8:00 an hour before the podcast. Talking about you ain't gonna make it.
The breakfast brunch closed at probably 9:30.
He wanted to get him a hat, the hat ready. Oh man,
get the waffle made.
All right,
fellas.
On
that note, man, we'll go ahead and let the pocket take us out. Since Terrence always sound, I'll get y'all them.
Oh yeah, we went to go see Black Alley last night too.
For real?
Yeah.
I'm hating. I've been trying to see them for a minute. They did a show backyard not too long ago. I wanted to see.
Oh yeah.
Nope. Trying to move. So this moving stuff overrated. I ain't been able to do that since. And I gotta go out here and try to figure out where the rest of my clothes at.
Shoot, I gotta cut this grass, man.
I got leaves waiting on me too. So. All right, fellas.
All right.
Yeah, later.